Hey everyone, this is Quake Command, and this week is E3. There's a lot that's going to happen. I'm probably going to be doing a couple podcast things with some friends of mine over time. We'll wait and see. I'll let you guys know through Twitter and everything like that. But I will give the rundown what happened last night with Bethesda on Sunday. They talked about Battlecry, which, is going to have an open beta. The only response I have to that is it's like Team Fortress 2 with Chivalry Medieval Warfare. Not saying it's bad, but I'm not really interested in per se. I think you guys would. That's up to you guys. They announced Dishonored 2, and there's going to be a female protagonist. Not sure if it's going to be like the Queen's daughter from the first game, or maybe Corvo's daughter for some reason that we don't know about. We'll wait and see what the announcement of that character when the game comes out. The first Dishonored is going to get a definitive edition for Xbox One and PS4. They heavily talked about Fallout 4, and there's a lot they said with Fallout 4. You probably can look it up. It will take too long for me to list it all. They talked about Elder Scrolls Online and the new stuff being added. They also talked about Elder Scrolls getting a card game called Legends. So they're going to come back with Hearthstone. That was pretty much Bethesda's show. Oh yeah, and Fallout Shelter's iPhone game. So that's the quick rundown of what happened. Go ahead and watch like other videos that detail it a lot better than I am right now, because I'm going to talk about one particular topic. Doom. They showed the Doom gameplay. Now last year, they showed the Doom gameplay for QuakeCon people, and no one was allowed to record it or anything or show it to people. But QuakeCon attendees were allowed to see the Quake gameplay last year in 2014, and now we actually got to see gameplay. And I'm going to try and keep a lot of personal nostalgia opinions out of the way, because I do not want to overshadow how I feel about this. I want to give you guys an opinion that is, as best as I can, standard, I guess, non-biased type of deal. I mean, it's hard to be non-biased when I'm already excited for this type of game. What I'll say is what I saw from the first trailer they showed us. They showed us I think it was like an 8 or 10 minute gameplay trailer. It started with the character putting on a helmet and showing the classic Doom armor that we all remembered. The HUD being turned on and showing the HUD and the health and the ammo. Either that's the finalized helmet, or there's going to be more added later. They're just showing that for right now. But basically just a basic HUD with the health, armor, and your ammo system. There was a weapon wheel, thank goodness. That tells us there is going to be a crap ton of weapons, not the basic weapon system that we've seen before where you can only have 2 weapons and drop others. There's going to be 8 weapons in total. And what I can gather from this, there's going to be a shotgun, super shotgun, a heavy rifle that kind of is replacing the pistol, chain gun, rocket launcher, plasma rifle, BFG, and the chainsaw. Those are going to be the 8 weapons I'm looking at. I don't know if there's going to be more added, but so far I saw only 8 weapons on that wheel, and that's what I saw entirely. The gameplay looked very smooth. There was no, and I hate to mention this, but I'm going to have to, there was no aim down sight systems at all, which I know everyone's going to praise because that's what Doom didn't have. I wouldn't care either way, it just depends on how it handled it. I liked how, for example, Rise of the Triad did it, and I'm sorry to go in tangent with to explain that. Rise of the Triad had an ADS system, but it didn't change the accuracy when you switched between standard and just the hip fire to ADS. It didn't change the accuracy. It was just interesting to use. And if it has that sort of system, awesome. I don't care either way. The weapons look very powerful and damaging. I like how they look. The super shotgun is brilliant on how they do the reload system. The timer is almost the same as Doom 2, which I know is weird to compare that, as well as the damage model seems to be the same. 3 direct shots with the SSG kills a Hell Knight. 2 direct shots kills a Revenant, just like the old days. So I thought that was really awesome they showed it. That's a minor detail I had. I know you guys don't care about that. I'm sorry if I said that. Anyways. The graphics looks amazing. and I cannot wait to see how this game is going to look at the final end of it. But I know, everyone else is clamoring for it. I don't care too much, honestly. But I will say that they did a remarkable job with how the environment looks in all matter of places. So that's the great thing I can say about graphics, I guess. I don't know much else to say. The lighting looks brilliant. The way the things I don't know how to detail ideas with graphics. All I can say is just look at the trailer. You probably have a better idea than I do. For me, it just looks amazing, and I can't wait to see how it looks by the end game. When it gets released. Now, enemies. The imps look different from before, but that's normal. They're a lot faster. They jump around a lot, and their fireballs are launched like crazy. But in that trailer, in the gameplay trailer, I saw an imp. I saw Hell Knights. I saw invisible pinkies. Well, not in the first trailer. It was the Hell trailer. I saw mancubuses, and then I saw revenants. Now, going back to the... I'm sorry if I'm going out of order with everything. I'm just listing things the best I can with this. Okay. Now, something else I noticed that my friend pointed out. Modify weapons. It looks like you can modify weapons, because I didn't notice this. I thought he reloaded his gun, but my friend said that it looked like he modified it, because there's a moment where he took the shotgun, he like split it in half, put another barrel on or something, and then there was like this little device on the side, and when he fired it, he fired like a rapid shot of like multi-shells or another type of ammo. And I was like, okay. So you can modify weapons to do different aspects. And they also showed modify weapon with the heavy rifle, I think, during the Hell trailer. So that is interesting. And it adds a little bit more dynamic to the weapon system than just the 8 weapons. Now, the only complaint I had throughout the entire trailer was the chainsaw. Now, it was great they showed the chainsaw, and it was awesome how it was shown. And I was very happy that that returns, because that's a classic. But it looks like it's animation only, Gears of War style. And maybe it won't be like that in the final release. But from what I saw from the trailer, it looked like that was the case. That kind of bothers me. It comes for a lot of reasons. Like, if you're low health and you start to do that, and then the enemy comes out and hits you and you die, that's kind of bad for the player because of it. But that's just my opinion. But I will say, the way they use the chainsaw and just how it cuts through them, especially when they try to... he cuts through the imps, they hold their hands up like, no, no! That's funny. But, yeah. But that was the first trailer. And the first trailer... oh, yeah. Something else. There's double jump. They added a double jump. It looks like your armor system that you're wearing has a booster system, which I know everyone's going to say, oh no, they're copying Titanfall and now Destiny and every other game in the world. I don't care. If they want to add the system, I don't see a problem. I don't care what they're copying or whatever. I mean, it's Doom. It's not Titanfall. So, that's just a mechanic that's added to a game. It doesn't change anything. So, but I will say I'm very, very happy with something like that, because it's interesting. Although, of course, with story, we'll probably get a better explanation as to why you have the double jump. You also can grab ledges, like Titanfall, like Mirror's Edge, like in a lot of other games, which is another dynamic for Doom. Of course, this is the 4th game, but it's a reboot. That's another thing. It's just titled Doom. What else is there? Okay, and then by the end of the first trailer, we saw a flying revenant, which is new. Grab your character, rip your arms off, and then they end the thing. Which, I don't know if that's just a standard scripted event, or that's something that can happen to you if you're like low health, where the enemies can do something like that to you. Which, some games have done that before, where, if you're low enough health, they can do those sort of things. But that was the end of the first trailer. The Hell trailer showed a little bit more, which I already just said, like things like the Mancubus, the invisible pinkies, and stuff like that. We got to see a rocket launcher. We got to see a heavy rifle in that trailer. We got to see more of the environment. There, all this other stuff. And, of course, they ended the trailer with a cyber demon and the BFG. You know, they have to show that, you know, for fans like, you know, classic people like me who grew up on that. That was awesome. Now, before I go into the multiplayer portion and the stuff they talked about with that, another thing I'm going to mention, and I'm going to try my best not to say much about it in one way, they showed off what I considered mechanics that Brutal Doom, the mod, used. Now, I'm not saying that the developers took the mod as a template to make it, but they did use that. When you do enough damage to an enemy, they start to grow this like aurora of like blue or red or something like that. And I think depending on where you're looking with your crosshair depends on what sort of animation you do to like kill them. You know, either you punch them with your hand and rip their heart out, or you take their foot, slam them in their face, or with the Mancubus, you like take out their like bomb heart or something like that, and you put it down their throat. So there's a lot of stuff like that there that makes it like insanely brutal and bloody. I don't care for that, and that's the best tone way I can explain it. I do not want to go on some weird tangent rant that you guys don't want to hear. But I will say, for a lot of people, they're going to be damn excited for that sort of system. And I can understand why. It is a reboot, so they can do that sort of thing, but I'll just leave it at that. But it was very impressive with what they show, especially with what they could do with graphics nowadays. I mean, Mortal Kombat X surprised me with some of their shots. This one surprised me even more with some other stuff. So, that's that. Now, the multiplayer they showed. Very basic. First started out with just some shots and rockets and people shooting at each other and everything like that. But oh my god. This was really interesting for Doom. Now, there is a game that uses this sort of system, but it's not Doom related, called Wicklin, where the weapons you pick up, in quotations weapons, transform your character into different creatures, and each creature has different weapons and different setups. That's a very interesting mechanic. Take that mechanic, make it a power-up. Doom has a power-up to let you transform into an actual demon. Now, the only one we saw was a Revenant, and dang, that was freaking awesome! It was crazy. You just saw your bones go off, and then you just turned into a Revenant, basically. That's awesome. So not only is the classic shooter that we remember is there, it looks like they're now having power-ups where you turn into a demon. Now, so far, again, it's only a Revenant. I don't know if there's going to be a Pinky or an Imp or any other creatures there, but that's cool. I don't know if that's going to be a basic power-up for all game types or specifically one game type, but that's awesome. So I cannot wait to see how multiplayer is going to show. So there's that. Also, I didn't notice that any of the weapons didn't seem like they had a reload. It looks like you just shoot them standardly. That's cool. But either way, it works. For me, I like the reload system for some games, but you know, I can understand not having it for Doom. It just kind of is awkward if you think about it, but who cares? Now, one of the greatest announcements they made was the fact that they talked about how they're going to be giving players access to a monumental system that's going to be built in the game called Snap Map. I believe they listed it. And this is something that it's kind of like taking Far Cry's map building or Time Splitter's map building system with Halo Forge. And you can edit everything to the minute detail. You can make brand new modes. Literally, they said that you can make a Horde style mode. You can make a Killing Floor style mode where you earn money to upgrade stuff to move on to the next round. Built into the game. You can make your own game types. You can make your own fun. You can do party games with this. All built in. And that's awesome. And makes me wonder if they will release extra content for those modes that isn't just map packs. You know, adding more content to create more custom ability. But you could do a lot with that. Holy crap! Now that is so remarkable because that is something I was not expecting once. They've done so much for the announcement of Doom that I think it blows a lot of game developers out of the water simply just because the fact that they added these features. I mean, come on. Most game companies don't really do stuff like that often, or announce stuff like that. Now, of course, not every game company is going to probably do that much of stuff at the same time. But I will say Bethesda did knock it out of the park, and I really think a lot of people are going to show respect to Bethesda a little bit better with this. Now, of course, I know everyone has a hatred with people like Ubisoft and EA with the practices they do and all this other stuff. I have my own opinions about certain factors. But I will say, for what they showed and what they did, damn. Damn. That is all. But I'll stop right there. Go look at the trailer, look at the rebroadcast of the game. Bethesda. You probably can see that. I will say for the Doom aspect of it, I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see this game come out in spring 2016, probably in March, probably in April. I'm definitely going to, I know everyone's going to hate when I hear this, especially some people I know out there, but I will want to put money down on this. You know, if I'm disappointed in it, so what? That happens when you put money down. It's a risk and reward system. But I enjoyed what they showed yesterday. I thought it was very, very impressive, and I can't wait to see what the rest of E3 is going to be, although I find it really hard to think about too much because of Doom. But there. That was Doom. That was my opinions, and that was the announcement. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do, and I cannot wait to see how far they're going to go with this. Because they announced a lot. I honestly was surprised they even did those things. So, that is it. You guys have a great day. Enjoy all the stuff that I'm going to put down in the description. You guys have a great day and take care. Thanks for watching.